At the EFF press meeting recently, looks like Bishop Zondo did not escape the punches from a political perspective from the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, as he was making his replies or comments to the way Floyd's party is going. It was literally about Floyd. You could literally hear Floyd out of that entire thing. But that goes to how things have been going over at the EFF.
Comrades, local government elections were fighting. It's not about local government elections, it's for the survival of the EFF. Because if it took a knock in 2024 and it does the same in 2026, it must know that is a way out of the South African politics. So don't ask me about strategies. No. You can't ask me that. Just know we're fighting. And at the center of our fight, and central where resources will be put highly, is in the Eastern Cape. We have been sleeping in that province, and we're not going to have a provincial leadership that is going to sleep in that province. Someone asked me, are the provinces, that Eastern Cape leadership, if it's not going to change its attitude, it will watch this EFF from Reverend Zondo's church in Mid-Val. Is it Val or Mid-Val or somewhere there? Because that's where people are frequenting. The only person who's able to bring numbers for them is the congregation of Reverend Zondo. We have no place here for people who want prayers. Want prayers? Zondo is waiting for you there. In return, you shall march in his support for his rape case when he appears in court. Not here. Here, we're not going to loiter around with people of no value and substance.
Bishop Zondo has been singing the praises of the EFF and singing the songs of Floyd very highly.
Shibambo obata masole toha 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 Shibambo obata masole.
You gotta drop the gospel songs. Like it wasn't like he was doing a good job at singing the Christian songs. He was busy singing about money, hoza money, what. Now, so he's just shifted that over to singing the political songs. Now, that being said, apart from his chantings and his singing and being the rallies and so, there was kind of like a structure shift at the Floyd Mayweather. Did I say Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Shibambu's party, Maibuye, and it kind of put Bishop Zondo. It shows the position of Bishop Zondo right there in the thingy. So he's up there in the structures, basically. Now remember, Bishop Zondo returns back to the court, I think about next year, if I am not wrong. There's a lot of delays this year, and they've had to kind of like postpone it over to the next year. And so what exactly did Julius say in swipe to Bishop Zondo pertaining to this particular thing? In classic Julius Malema fashion, he takes a swipe at you while he sounds like he's not taking a swipe at you. He's basically saying Floyd went to get prayers. And so it's kind of like Floyd went to Malawi to get prayers, and then now Floyd goes to other pastors to get prayers. And so looks like everybody goes to Zondo to get prayers. MK, and then also Maibuye and all that entire hodges. That's practically what Julius is saying. He's saying, looks like Bishop Zondo has become the pastor for politicians to go to when they push on their endeavors. Julius makes it very clear the endeavors of the EFF are not to be busy going around looking for prayers. Their goal has been very clear. They want to be everywhere, politically, on the ground, and so forth. Now, someone would say, okay, that's because of the accusations that have been leveled against Bishop Zondo, right? That someone would say that's because of that. It's because Bishop Zondo has all these issues that are going on in the public's eye pertaining his court dealings. Now, if that's the case, would he have a fair comment? And so we kind of get like a little bit of a balance on that when he made a comment on Duduzile, which is the MK leader's daughter, who's recently had accusations against her pertaining subject matters of recruits for people to be going over to Russia.
I don't know of any Dudu who's facing any charges of any arrest for taking people to Russia. I saw people opening cases against her, and I'm very conflicted because Dudu, anyway, she's my friend, so maybe SD should have responded to that one. So I just saw people line up going to a police station to open a case, and then I saw her also line up to open a case against another person, and all of that. So as far as I'm concerned, SG, unless I'm wrong and I can be corrected, there are no charges against Duduzile for taking people to Russia. So let's not be ahead of ourselves. Let's allow the process to take its own course, and if she's charged and if she's engaged in illegalities, the law must take its own course and she must be held accountable.
If you consider what he says here about Duduzile, you start to kind of like see the thought line. The point of that I'm trying to point at is that Bishop Zondo has charges. Bishop Zondo is going to court for those things. And so Duduzile does not have charges on those. And if there is charges, the law should do its thing and it should go as hard as possible. So his comments can be seen as balanced within the sense of saying, if you have charges, then we own you, and we want the cause of justice to take its course. Now, I can respect that coming from Julius, right? I have my issues with Julius and his politics and all, but I can respect him saying that. And the reason being this is that Julius has had to deal with the law, and the law has said, hey, Chief, you were not all innocent. Okay? For him to see the law within its right framing in that sense, I absolutely can. I can say my due. That one I truly salute. You see, a person has been truthful when they can recognize the truth, even if that truth stands against them. And so I truly do salute him for that particular thingy. That's more what we need to see. You see, it's not right only when it agrees with you. It's right even when it says, hey, Chief, you also come here. You know, that's a person who's truly looking at the truth from a right perspective. So I highly do salute him for that. There is balance in what he's saying. He's saying, we're not just going to be going witch hunting here. We are going to wait if there is charges on it, and then we want the law to do its job. Right remains right, wrong remains wrong. I don't flip and make a wrong right because I have you on my side. No. When you see people like that, be very careful of individuals like that, because those type of mandems are dangerous. Mandems that want you to side with them because the mandems is in trouble. Problem. We don't like the mandems. No. We do not stand with that, because it creates problems. When people keep blurring the lines between what is right and what is wrong, you do not want to be standing on that side. And Stark's Reality Show to Daily Christian Commentary videos. Other episodes down today to be down in the pinned comment. And so, y'all tell me your thoughts on that one. Okay? Of course, my vote is not going to shift over for Julius. My vote is not going to sit over for Julius. But I do commend people that recognize is right and wrong.